The Dragon King, or Lung Wang class dropship, is one of the most important designs the Capellan Confederation ever made. Conceived as a raider, the Lung Wang class is built around the new Chevek 19 drive system, which comprises almost a third of a craft's mass. Design work began in the first days of Sun-Tzu Liao's reign. The chancellor specifications called for a craft able to operate independently of support and to hold its own against any non-clan foe. The final design fulfills these criteria admirably. The vessel's cargo capacity closely matches the preeminent Succession War era raider, the Leopard, carrying a complete lance of battle mechs, 2 aerospace fighters with a 3rd cargo bay capable of carrying 314 tons and 1 infantry platoon. Intended to strike hard on its initial approach, the Lung Wang's nose bays are filled to near capacity with Gauss rifle, twin ER large lasers, 2 medium lasers, LRM 15 and LRM 20 racks, an SRM 6 launcher, an ERPPC, twin large pulse lasers round off by a single medium pulse laser. The nose weaponry is bolstered by an AC-10, twin medium lasers, LRM 20, ERPPC and medium pulse laser on each side facing forward. However, the vessel does have a notable weak spot. The position of the fighter and mech bays limit the amount of weaponry the Lung Wang class can mount on its aft quarters. Its rear-facing weapons consist of just 1 ER and pulse large laser, 2 mediums, an LRM 20 and an SRM 6 rack, resulting in the one weak spot in an otherwise excellent design. The prototype Lung Wang first maneuvered under its own power in March of 3055, and by September of that year extensive system tests had been carried out. Rather than perform routine patrolling missions as part of its evaluation, Capellan leaders decided to use the craft in a raid against the Federated Commonwealth. Unconfirmed reports suggest this order came from the chancellor himself. The results certainly could not have been better for him, both politically and militarily. The raid occurred in November 3055, near a planet called Li. 3 jump ships of a Capellan raiding force carried a fleet of 4 dropships, including the prototype Lung Wang, which detached from the transports and accelerated towards a planet that was just less than a day away. As the Capellans entered orbit, a Federated Commonwealth flotilla of 2 Ewing-class dropships, a refitted Avenger attack craft, and more than a dozen fighters scrambled to meet them. A vicious battle ensued, and as its sister ships sped towards the planet, the Lung Wang faced a more agile Avenger. The Avenger held a slight edge in maneuverability and armor, but both craft were similarly armed. The engagement turned into a slugging match, and although badly damaged, the new Capellan vessel emerged victorious. In the end, the Federated Commonwealth lost 7 fighters, 5 battle mechs, and the new Avenger-class dropship. The Capellans lost 6 fighters and 4 battle mechs, and although 3 of the dropships were damaged, all were able to return home. But perhaps more important, the battle showed the Capellan people that the mighty Federated Commonwealth and its war machine could be beaten in its own territory. Chancellor Liao vowed that Li would not be the last victory of the Capellan armed forces. Variants. The Lung Wang Predator. The CCS Predator is one of the most decorated vessels in service of the Capellan Confederation armed forces. After the Word of Blake was driven from Capellan space, Rushbor Owens refitted the Predator with several experimental systems. The forward weapons were removed and replaced with 3 heavy sub-capital lasers in 3 extended LRM-20s. The rear arc is covered by an ER large laser as well as LRM-20 and SRM-6 missile launchers with Artemis IV fire control systems. Each wing has an LB-10X, ER large laser, ERPPC, and twin medium lasers. A medium pulse laser is the final wing-mounted weapon system. The most dramatic addition, however, must be the Mobile HPG system. This system allows the CSS Predator to warn the command of incoming hostile forces. Cargo space has been greatly reduced, with room for 2 aerospace fighters in Bay 1, 2 platoons of infantry in Bay 2, and only 18 tons of cargo in Bay 3. The Lung Wang P2. The original Lung Wang design specifications from 3055 saw an upgrade to the Lung Wang P2 class specifications after 3076. This version of the Lung Wang has been designated the Capellan Confederation's standard assault craft. Based on the CCS Predator refit, this variant carries the same heavy subcapital lasers in the nose, but removes the mobile HPG. The nose has also been given an extra ERPPC to provide some additional firepower. The third cargo base capacity was again increased to 55.5 tons.